In the quiet, red dust village of Mkunguni, people lived simple lives. The air smelled of roasted maize, the roosters crowed every morning, and mango trees lined the narrow paths. Among the villagers was a skilled carpenter named Lule. He was tall, strong, and known for making beds that didn't creak and stools that never wobbled. Everyone respected him. He was married to Rahima, a soft-spoken woman who sold vegetables at the market. Together, they had two boys, Jabari, who loved making toy cows from clay, and Tomu, who followed his mother everywhere, even to the market. To outsiders, they looked like a happy family, but inside their small mud brick home, things were not so simple. Lule had grown tired. Tired of village life, tired of responsibility, and most of all, tired of Rahima asking him why money wasn't coming like before. "Where is the money from your furniture jobs?" she asked gently one evening. Lule's face darkened. "You ask too many questions, Rahima." But the truth was, Lule had been keeping a big secret. In a nearby town called Mtama, he had another woman named Sauda. Sauda was younger, wore colorful dresses, and laughed at all his jokes. With her, Lule felt like a king, very much meant than this area. But they know that resolve to the aspects claim ourselves. As lives comply miss the reference becoming in the world. Every week, he lied and told Rahima he was traveling to get timber for his carpentry. But instead, he went to Mtama to stay with Sauda. As time passed, he gave less money to his family. The children wore torn shirts. The roof began to leak. Rahima started borrowing salt and maize flour from neighbors. One night, as the wind howled through the trees, Lule made a wicked decision. He would disappear, pretend to die, so he could leave Rahima and the children forever and live freely with Sauda. It was the season of heavy rains. Rivers swelled, roads turned to mud, and frogs sang all night. On the third morning of the storm, a young boy named Obilo came running to the village square. "I saw Lule's shirt and one of his sandals near the river bank," he cried. "He must have drowned." A search party was formed. Men with sticks and ropes went down to the river, but after hours of looking, no body was found. The elders gathered and spoke. "The river must have taken him," one said. "It is common in floods," said another. Without a body, they still held a funeral. An empty coffin was buried. People wept. Rahima fell to her knees and cried until her throat was dry. The children asked every night, "Will Papa come back?" Rahima could only hold them tight and whisper, "He is gone to rest now." The village mourned. But far away in Mtama, Lule, now calling himself Mr. Malembe, sat on a soft sofa, laughing with Sauda and drinking sweet tea. In Mtama, Lule lived like a free man. He cut his hair short, wore town clothes, and told people he had no family. Sauda believed him. He told her, "I come from a place with no future. You are my future now." They rented a small apartment above a barber shop. Lule stopped working and spent most of his time drinking or playing pool. He gained weight and became lazy. Sauda began to wonder if she had made a mistake. Back in Kunguni, life was hard, but Rahima was strong. She began selling vegetables, porridge, and even charcoal. Slowly, her business grew. She joined a village savings group. With a small loan, she bought a sewing machine. Within a year, she was known as the best tailor around. People came from neighboring villages to buy her dresses. Her sons, Jabari and Tomu, grew into helpful young boys. They collected water, looked after chickens, and always respected their mother. The villagers whispered, "Rahima is a woman of fire. Even after Lue's death, she shines brighter." 3 years passed. Then one sunny afternoon, Rahima's cousin Pendo, who lived in Mtama, came to visit. While drinking porridge under a tree, Pendo leaned in and said, "I saw someone who looked just like your late husband."
Rahima laughed bitterly. "Many men look alike." "No," Pendo insisted. "It was Lul. Same nose, same walk. And he was laughing outside a barber shop. They called him Mr. Malembe. He's alive, Rahima." A storm began to brew in Rahima's heart. She felt anger, betrayal, and disbelief. That night, she didn't sleep. In the morning, she packed her things, held her sons close, and told the village elders what she heard. They decided to go with her. They arrived in Mtama by bus the next morning. The air smelled of exhaust and frying meat. Noise filled the streets. Pendo led them to the building where Lou lived. The group stood outside Sauda's door. Rahima knocked. When the door opened, Lul stood frozen, holding a toothbrush. His mouth hung open. "Rahima, you were supposed to be dead," she said. Lul stepped back. I can explain." Jabari stepped forward. "Is that why you left us?" Sauda came to the door, confused. "What's happening?" One elder said loudly, "This man faked his death, lied to his village, to his wife, to his children." A crowd began to gather. Lul's hands shook. "I didn't mean to hurt anyone. I just wanted peace." Rahima's eyes filled with tears. "You wanted peace? You gave us pain. I buried an empty coffin. I held our children while they cried every night." Back in Mkunguni, the elders held a village meeting. They declared Lul must repay the cost of his fake funeral. He was ordered to return Rahima's dowry and was stripped of all village honors. He would no longer be allowed to lead any ceremony, speak in meetings, or make decisions for the community. His name was removed from the village register.
Rahima, on the other hand, was honored with a special calabash of milk, a symbol of strength. "You raised your children without bitterness," one elder said. "You are the head of your home now." Rahima never looked back. She bought land, built a bigger house, and educated her sons. Lule returned to Mtama in shame. Sauda, tired of his lies, left him. He grew old and lonely in a small room above the same barbershop, listening to the sound of joy in the streets but having none inside him. People in Mtama called him the ghost husband.